Hey YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for joining tonight. This channel is called There Has to Be Something More. I'm your humble host, Scott Moore. And here on this channel, we just talk a little bit about exploring other countries for possible retirement, trying to maybe find a way to get off that US hamster wheel and get out of the rat race a little bit early. So maybe retiring a little bit before you thought you might be able to. We are currently in the mountains of Matagalpa, Nicaragua, and enjoying time here. And so today I was going to talk a little bit about a question that I got recently, and the question was, what do I miss from living in the US? And now I'm a very patriotic guy. Lydia got her citizenship a while back, and I mean, we are both very proud Americans. We love our country, so would never bash on our country. But thought I would take just a minute to kind of go over things I missed, a couple things I really don't miss. And when I got the question, I started kind of pondering things, and surprisingly, it was difficult to come up with a few things. I mean, there's really not that many things that I miss. So anyway, first and foremost, family and friends. Miss being able to see my mom and my brother, Buddy, down in Sarasota, Florida. I miss seeing my dad, Lamar, and Phyllis up in Georgia, my sister Dana. Definitely missing family and dear friends. I miss, and I won't try to list because I'm sure that I'll leave some people off the list, but I really do miss friends and family. Lydia tonight is over in the US, and some of the things as we talk on the phone a few times every day, kind of does remind me of things that I miss. She's staying with our daughter Christina for the next few days at least, and I definitely miss Christina. And my grandkids, I miss being close to see them, and I'm going to miss them as we kind of go through the holiday season. Roscoe, come here. Sorry, they're both going to start barking like crazy if Sam doesn't control himself. Anytime a dog runs down the street, Sam takes it as a personal offense. So he's always out there barking at the local dogs that are walking by. How do I phrase this nicely? There are some people in your life that kind of it feels like they're kind of continuously dragging you down. And maybe we all have one or two of those types of people in our lives. But I guess that part is a nice part about those people that are constantly kind of trying to make you angry, make you sad, just kind of, you feels like they're pulling you down. Those people you do leave behind. But friends and family I definitely miss, and especially now as the holidays go by. We start in the holiday season. The next thing I was going to mention is food. Food for sure is something that I miss, although dropping 35 pounds since I've been here, maybe that's a good thing. But there's certain things you just, at least in Matagalpa, you just can't get. Now, probably a lot of these things I could get, if I did a 3-hour drive to Managua, but it's 6-hour round trip. And but some of the things that I never thought we'd have to look for, we can't find. So stuff like, around here, the produce is tremendous. So, when you start looking at, just tons and tons of tomatoes and onions and peppers, and I'm like, well, I'm going to make some chili, except you can't find chili powder. You cannot find chili powder. It's not at any of the supermarkets here. We've looked around, so that's something that Lydia is going to pick up and try to bring back with her. Taco seasoning, smoked paprika. You can find tons of sweet paprika, but not smoked paprika. There's just a lot of little things Being vegan, there's certain things that are in a lot of recipes, like smoked paprika, liquid smoke. Yeah, you just can't find it here. I miss things like all the vegan meats and cheeses. I miss an occasional Impossible Whopper at Burger King. But again, those are probably a lot of the reasons that I was keeping so much weight on. But here it's to me the Nicaraguan people, they kind of like their food and are not really interested or curious, it doesn't seem like, about other types of foods. So like Chinese food here, we've tried a couple places, not really very good. Couple of Italian places that aren't bad. They have some pasta and pizza that's pretty good. So you can get a good pizza here. And I kind of remember that from years and years ago when we lived in Costa Rica. It was just, the pizza was kind of weird. Now in Costa Rica, they have Pizza Hut and all that stuff. Here, but there are no fast food places here. So you have to go to a regular restaurant if you want a good pizza. And they're not very expensive. Number 3, so we got friends and family, we've got food. Number 3, I miss punctuality. It's something that you really have to just, especially as a retiree, you really have to just kind of go, okay, look, I've been rushing through life, for, decades. If somebody's not punctual, just let it slide. There was an old song by Alabama, I rush and rush until life's no fun. It's kind of like that. I mean, sometimes I just have to kind of think to myself, just, okay, relax. If they get here in an hour, 2 hours, they come tomorrow, whatever. But sometimes it does kind of trigger you. So, if you're used to, really being punctual, like I have been for all these years, being in the United States, being in a business where punctuality was super important. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if it's, whoever's coming over to your house, for example, if they're coming, it doesn't matter if they're coming over for a party or somebody that's going to do some work on your house says they're going to be here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. If it's a plumber, if it's, electrician, it doesn't matter who it is, a veterinarian or a doctor, because they do make house calls here. But yeah, unless you kind of specifically ask them, like, okay, you told me 8 o'clock. Is that ocho en punto? Meaning, like, is that 8 o'clock on the dot? Which is kind of pretty much what I tend to do these days. But if you say it that way, they usually kind of get the hint. Like, okay, they want me there at a specific time. So, number 4. The last thing that I really, really miss is this time of year in the U.S. has always been my favorite time of year. Very offensive towards Sammy. They're walking down the street. So I really, really love fall. I love, because now, like, Lydia called me up. She's in Winston-Salem with Christina. She's calling me up telling me, oh, the weather's so nice and cool here. Well, it was 87 today. I mean, we moved to Matagalpa because it's one of the cooler cities in the country. And it was 87 today. And it's been 85, 86, 87 for the high pretty much every day. We are told that this is not a typical year. Usually it's about 80, 81 for the high every day. But we picked the hot year to come to Matagalpa. So I miss the cool weather. I miss the leaves changing colors. I miss, I luckily am getting college football. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love. And then of course all the holidays coming. I love seeing people out stringing the lights on their houses for Christmas and New Year's. So that's something that I'll really miss this year. That being said, I'm super excited to see just to be able to be here and see how different it is. Because I remember that was one of the things that I thought was so cool in Costa Rica, is seeing how absolutely different it was. And I'll show you the videos of some of the things that I thought were super strange from Costa Rica that they also do here in Nicaragua. As we get closer and closer there, I'll show you those videos, and I'm pretty sure you're going to think they're just as strange as I do. The things that I don't miss, I don't miss work at all. I mean, Lydia and I are so happy to be here and not be working. The stress from work, although I liked my job, I liked the people that I worked with, were friends, are friends. So it wasn't that, it was just, there was like a constant stress, a constant where I had to be punctual, and from early morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you were on somebody else's time schedule, and all that's gone. So the stress, job stress, it's so different, and we're so happy that we decided to go early. The costs over there are just, if you've watched this channel for a while, we're spending, somewhere around 25% of what we were spending in the US. It may be less than that. Our bills are so low here. With Lydia and I still spending, with no budget at all, we're spending about $1,000, $1,100 a month for both of us, and then $200-$300 more for our dogs. We've got Sammy and Roscoe, our two seniors. They're way up there near both of them being 16. So we do get hit with some vet bills, and we cook for them. So that's probably why they're healthy and 16 years old. But the whole job stress, everything costs more, prices going higher and higher. We long ago stopped with the keep up with the Joneses stuff, but I know that's, an issue that a lot of people run into. It's like, well, the neighbors are all getting new cars. Maybe we need to get a new car. The other thing that I don't miss, and I want to say this very nicely, I don't miss all of the non-traditional values. Lydia and I guess, would both be considered pretty traditional kind of people. And here you do get the more traditional values, like when we were younger in the US. Decades ago, it was more of a traditional, more family focus. That's the way it is here now. It's like maybe in the US 40 years ago. Everything revolves around family. When you walk down the street, the houses are multi-generational, with kids and parents and grandparents, a lot of times living in the same house. They're very respectful towards seniors. So not that I'm a senior, but very, they're all, you can tell, like when they're walking down the street with their mom, the kids are like holding mom's arm. It's a cool thing. And you go to the park and the kids are running around playing with their mom and dad. They're not on their phone, just staring at the screen while the world kind of revolves around them. There's no, how do I say this? The conversations are not like, how many genders are there? What is a woman? There's just none of that conversation, because it's a traditional place. Those questions have all been answered sufficiently for the Nicaraguan people so far. Maybe that's coming 40, 50 years down the road, but at least here, it's very traditional family values. So those things I really, really do like. Really for us, the main downside for Matagalpa, we really, really like it here. Now, our thermostats are different than most people. We love cool weather, which is one of the reasons we came to Matagalpa, because it's one of the coolest cities in the country. it's still too hot for us. Now, as we get older, we're still going to continue our search for our favorite retirement city, and definitely hope that you all follow along with us. But at least for now, it's too hot for us. And, so their really hot months start like middle of February and go March, April, May. And they're even hotter than it is now. So, and, hopefully this year is just kind of a strange year and it'll be back to normal next year. But, I don't know, when we're 75, I know in Florida, all the old people sit around, they keep their air conditioning on like 78 or 80, just roasting to me inside, at 80 degrees. But, as you get older, you tend to get cold more. So who knows, down the road, as Liddy and I get older, maybe, we start thinking, hey, Matagalpa, the only downside for us was the weather was a little too hot, and now we like hotter weather. So you just never know. Coming up, got some exciting news. A new friend and longtime viewer of this channel's only been around for about 7 months, but a longtime viewer, Kathy, is moving to Matagalpa, and she's going to be here very shortly. So in the near future, we'll sit down, and I've already talked to Kathy, and she said she'd be happy to kind of tell you all like what it was like to move here, and what was kind of reality compared to expectations, and just kind of the general first impressions of Nicaragua and Matagalpa. And now Kathy's been to some other countries, so I'll let her tell you all about that. And Kathy's going to have her own YouTube channel as well, so we'll get you some information on how you can follow along with Kathy. But very excited to do that. And Kathy said she'll do like a first impression, and then maybe a month down the road we talk to her again, a month or 2 months down the road, and we can kind of catch up with her and say, okay, now you've been here for a while, how's it going so far, and challenges and pros and cons. So really excited that Kathy's moving here. Can't wait. She'll be here very shortly, and so very happy to be able to introduce her to you all. So it's very cool to have a subscriber that's actually moving here. I hope that you all are having a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you're getting something out of this channel. Please take a minute to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. It's the only thing we look at are the number of subscriptions and how many likes we're getting. And it does help us with the YouTube channel. So thank you so very much. If you're trying to get out of the rat race a little early, or you're just looking to explore other countries, then you might have the right channel, and we hope that you keep following along with us. And remember, if you're looking for an adventure, you're bored, there has to be something more.